Happy holidays. It's Garbage Eggs. It hasn't been around since Obi-Wan, which was over the summer.
Yeah, it's been a while.
This is our special Christmas episode. Or holiday episode. Really, we're ranking Christmas movies here.
Yeah,
so
you read the title. So
yeah, you know what's up.
We have 24
Christmas films.
Yes.
Or what could be considered Christmas films.
Yeah, some of them are like a bit more just like holiday, I suppose.
Yes. And we'll judge them for that.
Yeah. So we're just gonna rank and talk about which ones we think are the best out of these 24.
So I chose 24 because 25 days of Christmas, ha ha ha, on the 25th is Christmas.
Yep.
Also, nice round number to build a bracket out.
Yeah.
As we can see, we have Elf.
Oh, sorry.
We also have Harold and Kumar, Very Merry Christmas.
The third one for Harold and Kumar.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Great movie. The classic Polar Express.
Grinch.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We'll come back and talk about the Grinch.
Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
The Rankin Bass Classic.
Yep.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Gremlins.
Die Hard.
Shazam.
Iron Man 3.
Love Actually.
Jingle All the Way.
Noel.
The Santa Claus.
Home Alone.
Krampus.
It's a Wonderful Life.
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Carol, which
Muppets
will also
Christmas Carol.
Yep.
Klaus.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
And Frosty the Snowman, another Rankin Bass classic.
Yep.
If any of your favorites aren't on this list, I'm sorry. You have to choose 24. Or at least this for the parameters for this. And this is our list. So your guys' list will probably look different. But we wanted to see how they would pair up and
Also,
which one's better.
A nice broad spectrum of like films from child-friendly, animated, adult comedies, all kinds of different stuff.
Yep. And I know what you're thinking. 24 brackets? Wait, cut that in half. 12 brackets? Wait, cut that in half. 6 brackets? You're talking about a one-on-one finale. There'll be 3 contenders in the finale.
Yep.
If you understood the math there.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy to follow.
Now, why something like... What was it?
Grinch and Christmas Carol?
The Grinch and the Christmas Carol.
Those are the two that were specific.
So every year they remake Christmas Carol. There's a million out there. There's only 2 versions that we agree on. And it's a Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yes.
And the...
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, you screwed me up.
How? Because I called him Ron Stewart earlier?
Yeah.
Or John Stewart or whatever?
Sir Patrick Stewart's Christmas Carol. It's a harder version to find. It's actually a really good version.
It is.
Not very musical.
No.
In fact, it focuses more on the darker tones of the story.
Yeah, it's much more of like a drama type of a deal.
Yeah, I think it was a TV movie, but you can find hard copies or digital copies of it.
I know there's a new animated Christmas Carol that came out
like
this
I said,
year.
every year there's a new one.
Every single year there's another one, so...
And then How the Grinch Stole Christmas. There's the classic animated one.
The original one.
And then there's the live action one with Jim Carrey.
Oh, and then there's another animated one.
Oh, yeah.
With, like, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Illumination.
But we didn't watch that, because I don't like Illumination much.
Yeah.
It came to middling reviews, anyway.
And they're doing the Mario movie, so strap in.
And if you listen to our latest coffee break, you know how we feel about the live action How a Grinch Stole Christmas, which is that it's only meh compared to the original.
There's going to be a problem, because this will show up later. Adapting a small children's book into a feature-length film is an insane idea, because you're going to have to add in a lot of extra stuff.
Yes.
And Jim Carrey's Grinch isn't funny.
It's not. I didn't like it as
a kid.
In fact,
a lot of his lines, he doesn't even really say. They're all ADR'd.
The only other one on our list that I think of is Home Alone, They're all...
And the Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. We're going with the first ones of those
Yes.
franchises. Because they're the most Christmas feel.
Well, Home Alone is a classic Christmas tale. Mm-hmm. It is the highest grossing Christmas film of all time. Which, by that logic, I should put in the live-action Grinch, but I do not feel like it tells the story as well as the animated version.
Nah.
Well, Home Alone is just an original piece. There's many other Home Alones.
Yes. I would say the third one is the best.
Is also my favorite.
But that one takes place after Christmas.
Yes.
It's like at New Year's.
It's not really a Christmas movie. It's just the formula of Home Alone again. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then, okay. So we have 4 unconventional ones here.
Yeah.
Where we're going to start out.
We'll start out with the Battle of Superheroes.
Yep.
With Iron Man 3 versus Shazam.
Now, why Iron Man 3? If you pay attention, Iron Man 3 is set during Christmas time.
Yeah, there's like Christmas trees in the background.
He lands in that snowy town. They have Christmas lights on.
Yeah, it's similar with Shazam. It takes place around Christmas, you know. Mm-hmm. It's one of those ones when you go, what's your favorite Christmas movie? And someone like, this one is like, oh yeah, that was a Christmas movie, technically. That's the category we're in right now.
So Iron Man 3 already has its faults as a movie itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Not only is it the third attempt to tell a story about Iron Man, they also do this dumb thing where the Mandarin isn't actually the Mandarin, he's just an actor.
No one was happy with that decision.
No.
I know they were...
It was so bad they went back and fixed it.
They were trying to be, like, cute and funny about it, and no one liked it.
Yeah.
That little boy that Tony befriends, weirdly, who shows up at his funeral and everyone's like, who the hell is that guy?
They were supposed to do more with that kid. Well, Shazam, its final fight takes place in a Christmas-themed carnival.
Mm-hmm. Which I wouldn't blame you if your first thought was carnival rather than Christmas, technically.
There's Christmas lights throughout.
Yeah,
They're setting up their Christmas tree. It's well established that it's winter time in this city that he lives in.
Yes. What, like Chicago or something?
Very, yeah, Midwest.
This one's tough because neither of them are really banking on the Christmas vibes.
Yeah, they're just set during that time.
Both are about technically found families, in a way.
Kinda. I saw it more as Tony trying to right his wrongs.
Yeah. It's just that...
Well, Billy is more about learning to grow with his new family.
Yeah.
Which is a theme of Christmas.
Shazam also, it's just a more fun movie, in general.
It is.
It's just funnier. More charming.
I'm going to have to go with Shazam on this one.
It's Shazam.
It's Shazam. There we go.
Not even a question.
Sorry, Iron Man. Maybe that's why you died.
Wah, wah.
Okay, next up is the classic Gremlins versus Die Hard.
The other two that are like, oh, that's my favorite Christmas, and it's not really a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
So is Gremlins.
They both take place during Christmas. They both use Christmas throughout.
Christmas plays a key aspect in a certain part of both of their stories. Like, he would not have gotten Gizmo if it wasn't Christmas.
It could have been his birthday, but that's the way they wrote the story.
Yeah.
And this story was written by Christopher Columbus, the master of Christmas, who...
One of his weirdest ones, I'll say.
He's known for Christmas.
Yeah. Gremlins is just real different.
Yeah, well, he wrote this when he was in college. And they just found it, picked it up, and made a movie out of it. Die Hard also takes place during Christmas when he storms into that building to save everyone.
Yeah, and again, he wouldn't have been in his predicament if it had not have been for Christmas traveling and whatnot.
Yep.
So, they're both fun movies. They're both fun action movies, I would say. One was more child-friendly, but not even.
Gremlins can get creepy.
They're both
They do kill people.
They're both kind of gory films, aren't they?
I'm going to have to go with Gremlins on this one.
Yes.
Just because it really has to do with that night before they take out the rest of them.
Yep. It's just...
And everyone's tucked away in bed because it's Christmas night.
Yeah. Gremlins feels a little bit more... Like, Christmas as an aesthetic is a bit more prominent with Gremlins.
Yes, I'm going to say Gremlins.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could watch Die Hard at any time of the year, but I feel like people mostly only want to watch Gremlins around Christmas.
Yep. God, I love the plane interrupting.
Always airplanes. Next up, Nightmare Before Christmas versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph is... Oh, man. I'm going to use this word so much during this whole thing. Classic.
It is classic. This was a stop-motion animation, was the category for these two. And they're both amazing in terms of what they do with their stop-motion.
Yeah. Rudolph, for its time, when it was made in the 70s, it is amazing. It still looks amazing.
I think it holds up compared to Rankin Bass's other stop-motion films.
And it's a unique twist on telling that story.
Yes.
I guess it was a book before a song.
I guess. It's a weird one where Santa's, like, disgruntled for most of it. Mm-hmm. And one of our main characters wants nothing to do with Christmas, just wants to be a dentist.
Yep.
A lot of them... Yep. Yeah, then Yukon, Cornelius also doesn't really care about Christmas. He wants to find gold and silver.
And because Rudolph doesn't fit in, he's pushed off into distant lands to find himself.
It's all very cute.
It is. And then everyone knows Nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. You can argue is also a Halloween movie, but I would say otherwise. Yes, it starts on Halloween night.
The whole point is how much he likes Christmas.
How much Jack wants to become Santa. Mm-hmm. And then he has to learn the hard lesson that he can't be Santa.
Mm-hmm. It's about cultural appropriation.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Trying to take a thing, but not fully understanding why it's this thing, and just kind of people change it to be more like their thing.
Yep. And both have musicals in them. They're both could be considered musicals.
I would say the music in Rudolph is a detriment to the story, where in Nightmare it adds to it. Mm-hmm. It's built better around it. With Rudolph, with a lot of Rankin Bass films, it's like, all right, stop, it's song time.
Yep. Well, they had to hit their marks. These things were made for television. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, Nightmare was just made to be a theatrical piece.
Just an art piece. Beautiful. I would go with Nightmare.
You're going to go with Nightmare?
I liked Rudolph, but Nightmare's a better story.
I'm going to say Nightmare also.
Yeah. Sorry, Rankin Bass. They'll be coming back up on our list, you know.
Yeah, don't worry. Polar Express and How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Other animated movies.
But these two, as well as I guess the last two, were also based on short stories.
Mm-hmm. Children's books that are very, very short, and stretching them out into a full movie was difficult.
I remember reading Polar Express as a kid. I remember it being a slightly, like, darker, grimmer tone to it.
It was just, like, it had this very sad, and the movie has it too, this, like, suffocating umbrella that you will grow up, you will not be a kid forever, enjoy it now, because your days are fucking numbered. And it was always just so sad to me, reading the book or watching the movie, because there's just boo.
While the Grinch, who just hates Christmas and the Who's, decides to steal it from them. Mm-hmm. As the title says. But then at the end, the Grinch learns that he found Christmas in his heart.
Yeah, it wasn't their gifts and stuff that made them happy. It was just the other parts of Christmas. The vibe, the joy, family, food.
Well, Polar Express was more about her returning the ornament. It had nothing to do with the book.
It's a boy.
It's a boy?
It's a little boy, I think. In the movie it was. I don't remember in the book if the child's gender was specified. No, yeah, he had a little, like a bell that he had to bring back that fell off of Santa. And shenanigans. It has that really creepy...
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, where they were so close. They tried this animation style for a couple of years.
Yep.
And it never looked good. They never got it to a point where it looked good. It was always unnerving.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Grinch.
Yeah, because
I'm not a big fan of the Polar Express.
Because, yes, we also explained at the beginning that we were able to choose which Grinch we like best, and we had the luxury of opting out of the one that's way too long and stretched out and has dumb shenanigans. Polar Express doesn't get that luxury.
No, it doesn't. So I'm gonna go Grinch. Okay, next bracket. National Lampoon Christmas Vacation
Yep.
versus Christmas with the Cranks.
I'm gonna be, like, upfront. I think Christmas with the Cranks is one of the worst movies of all time. I know you like it.
I love it.
I
It's got the magic. It's got the family.
Oh, I hate it.
Santa has been in there since the beginning.
I hate everything about it. It just makes me
Frosty's
angry.
like this angry snowman that they keep by the furnace. Do you remember this?
Oh, they do that, don't they? Yeah.
And
they like kill the cat at one point in time. They freeze the neighbor's cat on accident. I don't know if it died.
Yeah, I think that was just part of the magical
Whatever.
hijinks. Both movies are about family coming over for Christmas.
Yeah, we classified it as family disasters.
Yes. And National Lampoon, he's trying to entertain his parents and his parents-in-law.
Yeah, both his parents, hers, and his kids also. He tries a little bit.
And then Uncle Eddie shows up.
Good old Uncle Eddie. There's always one in every family, sire.
And what is his name?
Which one? The actor?
No. The main character of National.
Clark Griswold.
Griswold is upset because he has to keep up these standards of Christmas. Very much like Mr. Crank and Mrs. Crank. Trying to keep up this standard of Christmas.
Both are very miserable the whole time while doing it.
Yeah, both characters are absolutely miserable. They don't want to do this. It's not their thing.
It really shows the stress of the holiday on, like, your parental figures.
Yes.
I think it's obvious, personally.
Not many people watch Christmas with the Cranks.
I remember the trailers a lot.
But the trailers do horrible.
Yes.
I think it's a way better movie than that.
I think it has to go to National Lampoon because that movie eclipses the whole rest of the National Lampoon franchise. A lot of people don't know that there's like 7 other vacation movies with the Griswold family. They only know of Christmas Vacation.
There's a spin-off, A Christmas Vacation 2.
Yeah, with Eddie.
And then there's a sequel called Las Vegas Vacation. Mm-hmm. And then a reboot called Vacation.
Yeah. And there was also like 3 movies beforehand. Like,
There's 2 movies.
Was it 2?
That's the third one.
Yeah, there was another vacation, I think in Paris or London or something.
There's Vacation, and then there is Euro Vacation.
Yeah, so this was a franchise. This was a whole thing. But
Is that right? It might be Vacation 2.
Yeah, they might not have...
But they go to Europe.
Yeah, people don't know that. People just know about Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Because it's just vastly more popular.
And you can't judge the rest of the series, because none of them take place in Christmas except for the third one.
Nope.
And that's just the point of it. I guess it's going to go to National Lampoon.
As I know you like the Cranks, but...
I do.
People don't usually clamor to rewatch the Cranks every year.
I'll buy it on DVD.
Let's be honest, there's another one with Tim Allen that's much better.
True, it's kind of funny that he's not playing the usual Christmas character he's known for. Next bracket, Elf. Classic.
Versus Harold and Kumar 3.
A very Harold and Kumar Christmas in 3D.
Yep.
If you were as cool as me, you saw it in 3D in theaters.
I will be honest.
Or you're as old as me.
It doesn't have too many of those, wow, 3D.
Oh, when it happens, you're just laughing. You're like, God, this looks like shit.
Yeah, and I feel like they did it on purpose because they knew what they were going into.
Well, it's also a stoner comedy.
Yeah, this bracket is comedy also.
Well, Harold and Kumar kind of has to do with Christmas. It's really just a story of 2 friends uniting again.
Yeah, it just happens to take place around Christmas. And Christmas does play a big role in it. They lean into it a lot. Like, they go stop motion at one point in time.
Yeah, at some point they get so inebriated that everything becomes stop motion. And it has a very similar Rankin Bass feel and look to it.
I would say the thing that drags Harold and Kumar down as a movie is the side characters. Like the dude with his daughter, his like 2-year-old who accidentally gets high on coke.
Stu.
And then the other guy who's trying to fuck the mafia's daughter woman. They're completely superfluous. We did not need these two characters in the movie. They added nothing in the long run. Which is funny because the baby's on the front cover of the movie. And Neil Patrick Harris, he's like front and center. They sold him first, and Harold and Kumar were side characters.
Then we got Elf.
Yes.
Starring Will Ferrell, sorry.
A lot of names. Try to remember.
This is either his opus magnum or second place.
What would you say? What could possibly beat this?
For Will Ferrell movies.
Anchorman?
There's Anchorman, and then there's Talladega Nights.
Wow, Talladega Nights.
I know there are some of you who'd be like, no, Step Brothers. And I have to say, no.
Step Brothers hasn't held up very well. It is good, but it's not as good as it once was.
With that comedic duo, I would have to say Talladega Nights. But that's not what we're arguing here. Elf is beloved. It also, his buddies up in the North Pole are very reminiscent of Rankin Bass style. Yeah,
and also one of Ming Ming, his boss in the North Pole, is played by the same guy who's Ralphie.
In A Christmas Story.
Yeah, the Christmas it's a very Christmas-heavy movie.
When Jon Favreau set out to make this, he wanted to bring in all these different aspects of Christmas to really bring across this idea that Christmas is real.
They made it a classic. And it's a really good classic, too.
Yeah.
I don't think Elf is funny, is the problem.
It's hard to say it's funny anymore because you see it every year.
That's the problem. But it is still charming and makes that warm, tingly Christmas magic in my heart.
Yep.
Which Harold and Kumar never set out to do.
No.
It set out to be more funny than a Christmas movie.
And it is funny, but I say this goes to Elf 100%.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would argue with it. Elf was a hard one to go up against. It was a heavy hitter.
I expect Elf to make it to the end. I just expect that. Okay, on the other side of the board, we got Love Actually and Jingle All the Way.
These were our leftovers when we got to the end of lining everything up.
Yes, these were the last two. We couldn't really figure out where they would fit in.
Yeah, neither of them really fit with anything else, which at least they're very unique, both of them in their own right.
I have to say, Love Actually sucks. And it was the first. Do you like that matter-of-factly how I said that?
Well, if we're honest, it's bad.
And there's a well-known scene that was not well received.
The part with his cards.
Yes.
People parody it all the time, and I didn't know for years what they were referencing.
So, little context to some of the actors in that scene. Because there are famous actors throughout this, but in that creepy scene where he's telling his best friend's wife that he's in love with her because he took video footage at their wedding.
Yeah, a really creepy, not good. Not a lot of these stories are actually very good in the long run.
Love Actually has multiple stories. There are some good ones and there's some like okay ones, but this one's the creepy one. And that guy out there holding the cards is Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
Who would later be known, at that moment he was not, but would be later known as
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes for The Walking Dead.
Yeah. He's young. He's got a young baby face.
He doesn't even have his beard yet.
And the woman he's confessing his love to is Keira Knightley.
Yep.
Who was
17 at the time?
Yeah, which makes the whole thing, not only is that really scummy to do, to like tell your best friend's fiance you love her, but also
hiring child actresses.
Yeah, I get it. Keira Knightley is really pretty, but I don't know.
It's weird. Now, Jingle All the Way, there's nothing like this.
It's black and white.
What?
Nope, sorry. I was thinking of It's a Wonderful Life. Jingle All the Way Arnie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sinbad.
I'm sorry. A lot of these names are very samey sounding.
Arnie plays a disgruntled dad who never makes any time for his family. Mm-hmm. And his son decides he wants the coolest, hottest toy, Turbo Man.
Hell yeah! And no one wants... What's the sidekick?
Booster.
No one wants stupid Booster. And there's Booster toys everywhere. I only watched this movie for the first time last year. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. Cracked me up.
It runs circles around the concept of last-minute shopping.
Mm-hmm. And
that's
Arnie,
really the whole point. And then it just gets intense.
It does that thing where it amps up so much. And you're like, how could it possibly get crazier? And then it does. And you're like, oh my fucking god.
I think one of my favorite scenes... I mean, there's a lot of great scenes from Jingle All the Way. And there's a reason why it makes my personal list, because I try to watch it every year. Mm-hmm. Is... when he gets so mad at the neighbor who has the reindeer, and the reindeer charges at him, and he's just done with it, so he just punches the reindeer. And then the next scene, they're just sitting out in the doghouse drinking beer.
Yeah, they're like drinking eggnog together. Arnold Schwarzenegger, great actor. I don't think we need to... Who's it gonna be? The one we had only compliments for, or the one where our opening argument was, this movie sucks?
Yeah, Jingle All the Way. It's family friendly. Mm-hmm. There's crazy little people ninjas.
Yeah, they are ninjas. Yeah. Which was a weird, an interesting choice.
There's also giant Santas.
Yes, that is also in there.
There's
Sinbad.
Police raids.
Sinbad was the one that really took me off guard.
Yep, Sinbad blowing up the cops.
Yep.
And then a superhero battle at the end. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That involves actually flying in the air.
It was great.
Yeah, it gets crazy. Super fun.
Great movie. They need to do more just jumping the shark of their own films like this one.
I don't know if you can make stuff like that anymore.
Next up, Noel versus the Santa Claus. So, I don't know if everyone knows what Noel is.
You better.
I know, right?
Like, if you don't, stop this, go watch it, come back.
It was a Disney original 2-3 years ago now.
When Disney Plus dropped, it was around November to December of 2019? 2019?
2020?
No, 2019.
Yeah.
And this is one of the original films they released with it.
And I love it.
It stars...
what's her name?
Anna
Kendrick.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. She from Pitch Perfect is where you probably know her from.
She plays Noelle. Mm-hmm. And then her brother, who is Santa Claus Jr., is played by Bill Hader.
Yes, a great combo. They have great chemistry together.
They really do. And I can't remember much of the other cast, because really it's about the story. Mm-hmm. That her brother doesn't want to be Santa, and she needs to go find him because he ran away to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, because he hates the cold. And he wants to be warm and just do yoga.
And so she finds him in Arizona doing yoga. Mm-hmm.
And there's this like weird thing where they're like, no, it has to be a boy Santa. We can't have a girl Santa. And the thing is, Noelle never once questions this. Nope. Like, she's not sitting there like, it's unfair. Like so many like female protagonists end up doing. She wants the best for her brother, mm-hmm. which is like brings in that family jolly cheer, I would say.
Yeah, no, Noelle is a very strong movie with a great female protagonist. Mm-hmm. The Santa Claus.
Yes, this category was lore-heavy movies.
Oh yeah. Well, the lore here for both these films is how the North Pole works. Mm-hmm. The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen as Scott Kelvin.
Yep. Santa Claus.
Yes. Accidentally frightens Santa, who falls off the roof and dies.
Yes.
So now he has to become Santa.
You've all seen it.
If you haven't, there are 2 more movies.
And a very bad TV show.
That got renewed for a 2nd season. Way to go, guys.
Yeah, this one flanderized itself real quick.
God, I still gotta finish watching it.
Of these 2, Santa Claus is really good.
It's an older one.
It feels a little wandery in the middle. Like, he becomes Santa, and then he has nothing to do for most of the movie, except the fact he's Santa. And then a surprising amount of, like, divorce lawsuits.
Oh, yeah. Because he's got to fight to get his kid Charlie back. Where's Charlie?
Court orders and stuff.
Charlie's at the North Pole with the elves.
And then they shuffle in the, like, elf squad.
Yep. I forgot what it's an acronym, but they're basically elves with jetpacks that come down and save you, and, like, they can do all sorts of magical things, but they're basically security force for the...
like CIA for Santa.
for the North Pole. And they have roles throughout the series, but you do get introduced to them. Mm-hmm. You get introduced to what if Santa goes on a diet? He just gets his belly back.
If he shaves, he just gets his beard back. All that stuff. Cute magic heavy, you know?
Yeah.
It's when he's sitting there, he's trying to watch his son at a soccer game, and all these kids are lining up next to him to tell him what they want for Christmas, because they just know intrinsically.
That Susie?
Is it?
Yeah, wasn't that the little girl?
I don't remember. Maybe. I don't remember.
Okay.
Anyways. Another small thing, I like how you can see, like, if you pay attention, you'll see the elves in scenes throughout the movie, like, keeping an eye on him, and they just look like children, but if you pay attention, they'll just, like, run off and stuff.
I've never seen that.
You never noticed that? It's not, yeah, it happens. Especially near the end, when he goes his first night on Christmas. You never pay attention to that?
They're watching him?
Yeah, they gotta make sure he's doing okay.
That's weird. Well, he usually has an assistant, but that's part of the lore, at least for this franchise. I would say Noel hits that understanding Christmas, becoming Santa.
Yes.
A lot better than the Santa Claus.
Both are good, but Noel celebrates it more.
Yes.
I would say.
Noel is a cute, fun film for all ages. And I love the crazy stuff.
I love the part where she's like, Santa knows all languages. And then we see this part later down the line where this deaf girl is talking to her and she knows sign language.
Yep.
And they were like, when'd you learn sign language? And she's like, I don't remember. And it was like, oh, she's gonna be Santa.
Yep.
Because Santa knows all languages.
And I say Noel. Yeah. It's just a stronger message, well written, 100%. Well acted.
Yes. I didn't like the actress. Anna? Is that her name? Anna?
You didn't like her until then?
Yep. This was a movie that made me change my mind about her.
I thought she's always decent.
I don't like Pitch Perfect, is the thing. I think Pitch Perfect is a really bad movie.
I gotta watch that second one.
I never seen any of the sequels. I've heard they're bad.
Well, you forced me to watch Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, it's a trilogy and there's a TV show coming?
There's a TV show coming?
Yep.
Wow.
This one's male-centric.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. We flipped it this time.
All right.
I'm going to say Noel.
Yep.
Okay, next bracket. Home Alone versus Krampus.
Yeah. This was practical effects.
Oh, that's so funny. You called it Home Alone.
What? Was it... Is that...
No. Oh, never mind.
What?
Well, there's a connecting line there. Sorry. I was reading ahead. But I do see it. In Home Alone... What is his name? Kevin?
Kevin McAllister, yeah.
Kevin is left home alone. Duh.
Yep.
Right? Krampus, that whole family is alone.
Yeah.
When Krampus enters their world, they are...
They're stranded in the house.
Yeah, they are restricted from the rest of reality. Mm-hmm. They are in hell.
Krampus is a legitimately scary movie. In many ways.
There are things that come at you in that movie that you were not expecting.
And it's the practical effects that does it. Because you can see, like, only the gingerbread men, I think, are animated.
Yes, everything else does move.
Yeah, and they move real, and it's very scary.
There's monsters, there's blood, there's devils, demons.
Krampus himself.
Old German grandmothers. Bells.
Yes, lots of bells. Doesn't have a happy ending.
They're all together at the end.
Yeah, that is true. I guess that's as much joy. I mean, and they hate each other also.
Yeah, the truth. It was almost like the truth was to set them free, but that was also the same thing that was like imprisoning them.
Like condemning them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This guy went on, the director went on to go do a Godzilla film. I mean, he did really good with Krampus.
It is a very good movie. I enjoy it a lot.
You know, in college, we had the opportunity to do a thing where we could create something to help promote Krampus.
Wow.
And we were all jazzed for this news. We're like, oh, that sounds so cool. And then they just canceled the thing, so we never got to work on any project like that.
That sucks.
Which kind of pissed me off, because I was like, I wanted to watch the movie, and the fact that I could support it was kind of cool, but then you took it away. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Whatever.
Whatever.
I still watched it. I still enjoy it. I just like the lead guys in it.
Yeah.
And Krampus. Learning the story of Krampus is really fun.
It's neat just hearing about the way other parts of the world view the same holiday. Where it's very similar, but also very different in many ways.
Yeah, in German mythology, and the way they view Krampus, or Krampus, is he's the brother of Santa.
Yeah.
And Santa is the one who rewards good children, while Krampus punishes bad children.
Yeah.
So instead of not getting a present or getting a lump of coal or a lemon,
you get
Krampus literally attacking you.
Yeah.
And they have cool festivals where people dress up as Krampus or Krampus. And they go around the streets and they attack children. Parents will hire their friends to dress up as Krampus to scare the shit out of their kids just for the fun of it.
Damn.
Like, this is... Can you imagine your dad's best friend just gets drunk, dresses up as a scary woodland monster, and just crawls into your window to attack you? And then stops, and then everyone's laughing, and you're just fucking horrified.
Is Germany okay? Are you all okay?
I think it's funny.
On the flip side.
Because that kid's going to grow up and put that into another kid.
Trust issues. On the flip side, Home Alone. A very cutesy, child-friendly, Looney Tunes.
I did kind of go on Krampus a little too long.
A little bit.
Sorry.
Krampus, it deserves a lot of attention. It's a good movie.
Yeah, there's more to it, but go ahead.
Well, Home Alone, also all practical effects, which is impressive because it is very Looney Tunes heavy, Tom and Jerry trap type deal.
Well, he's got to take care of the sticky bandits.
Yeah. No, they're the wet bandits in this one.
The wet bandits, okay.
With Al Pacino doing...
Yep, that's definitely Al Pacino.
What's his name?
Stop yelling at me. It's Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Damn. Which one's Al Pacino?
He's not in the movie.
But which one is he? I'm only picturing Joe Pesci.
Michael Corleone from the Godfather series.
I get them mixed up.
Oh god, the big one. Scarface.
Oh, that's...
Carlito from Carlito's Way.
I thought that was Joe Pesci. That's where I was getting confused.
No, Joe Pesci. Goodfellas. What am I, funny? Funny like a clown? How am I funny? Funny?
I get them mixed up in my head.
Okay.
Yes, it's Joe Pesci, not Al Pacino.
Which is funny that Joe Pesci does a kids movie after I literally just named off all these super violent gangster films.
I looked it up. I'm pretty sure these are the only kid-friendly movies he's done.
And it's funny, every time he gets hurt, he does this... And it's... he doesn't know how to act properly in a scene like that.
Without swearing.
Without swearing, because that's so much of his characters. Mm-hmm. And he can't swear because it's a kid's movie, so he just says random stuff. Babbles
incoherently, which was fun. I think you can tell everyone had a fun time on set. You know? Like...
No. There is one scene.
Which one?
Where the neighbor takes the snow shovel.
Oh.
And he hits Pesci in the head, right in the face with it. And then Pesci's head hits his partner. Like, the back of his head hits his partner, so... And the guy actually hit him.
Damn. Ouch.
He actually smacked Joe in the face.
Don't mess with the old
And
guy.
then Joe's head backed into his part. They actually got hurt doing that one.
Damn.
I think they had to do another take.
Of all the things, like, the whole House of Horrors, and that's the thing where they actually got hurt?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I saw a thing from behind the scenes where they were going to have a CG spider, but it wasn't looking right. And so they're like, okay, so we're going to put the spider on you. And he's like, what if it bites me? And they're like, I won't bite you. And he's like, but what if it bites me? And he's like, can't we get the stingers removed? And I'm like, well, that'll kill it. So just, just don't, make sure you don't move too much. And he's like, I have to scream with it on me. How can I not move too much?
Home Alone was also directed by Chris Columbus.
He does a lot of them. This is probably the toughest one to pick between, but I will go with Home Alone. As much as I think Krampus is a very good, maybe even better movie, as far as Christmas goes, it's a sad one. It makes me sad at the end.
Yeah.
That's not what Christmas is about.
Yeah. It's really just a horror film. Mm-hmm. Okay. Battle of the Olds.
Yep.
These are classics, like Turner classics.
Yes. Like,
you gotta turn on TNT to watch these.
Like, a lot of you might not have even seen these. They're out of date now.
It's a Wonderful Life.
This is the black and white one.
This one was made in the 50s?
Mm-hmm. 60s? 50s.
I think it's late 50s. By Frank...
Ford Coppola?
No.
I'm not gonna know the answer.
I can't remember his name.
It gets referenced a lot.
Yes, it does. And it has a crazy moment where at one point the main character, played by Jimmy Stewart, decides he might actually kill himself.
Yeah, so, Christmas.
And then a Christmas miracle happens. It's a very old movie. When the director made it, he thought that this was his opus magnum, and it never won any awards. And it just went away quietly into the night.
Damn.
But then once television got really popular, people started replaying it during Christmas time, and then it saw this newfound
like a wave
cult classic,
yeah,
which is now just a traditional movie. Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting there. Christmas Story.
Yes. I
don't know too much about its origins. I just know it's played every year, and on Christmas Day you can find it just constantly playing.
Yeah. Some channels, I don't know if they still do this, but they would play it 24/7. Like, it would just play, and then it would be over, and then it starts again, all day. And that's what my parents did, and you get real sick of Ralphie and his dumb shenanigans when you have to watch it 24/7.
Yeah, I don't like Ralphie.
Yeah, he's definitely just a regular kid, being just, like, a little brat.
His story doesn't have much to do with Christmas.
Yeah, he's a very selfish individual.
And I love that he does actually shoot his eye out.
He doesn't shoot his eye out.
He kills himself.
He breaks his glasses.
And then falls down a snow hill into a pile of rocks.
Snaps his neck.
And then the rock gators show up and use their elongated tongues to suck the brains out of him.
Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
A Christmas Story.
No, it's just like a little vignette of just random things that happen around Christmas, like going to the mall. And...
getting into fights with bullies, sticking your tongue against a pole. That's the famous scene.
Yeah. It recently got a sequel, A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yep.
Which is a bad name. You can watch that if you want to.
It's on HBO.
It near 1-to-1 with the original, but now it's from the parents' point of view.
Yeah, because Ralphie grew up. It's not good.
It's not. I'm gonna be honest, these ones are hard to pick, because they're both...
I've seen them a few times. I'm not a big fan of both these stories. Mm-hmm. Well, as you could tell, I loved Krampus.
Yeah.
I went out of my way to learn about Krampus, but I don't care too much about these. But they are often talked about and shown during this time. Mm-hmm. A Wonderful Life is just so old, and it's 2022.
It's so hard to, relate to it.
I don't know how many people are still watching that one.
Yeah,
I'm going to A Christmas Story.
Yeah, it's just slightly more relatable. Like, I think we can all understand the idea of one of your relatives giving you a gift that you just absolutely hate, and it's not what you wanted.
He looks like a deranged Easter bunny.
Yeah.
I love that line.
It's when his dad, the best part in my mind, is when his dad is like, that star is crooked, and the star is perfectly fine, and he goes and he grabs the tree, and he does a bunch of shit to it, and he steps back and is like, yeah, there, see? Perfect. And it's like, horizontal. It is 1,000,000% crooked.
Okay, and then for our final of the 24...
No, there's two. Two more. Yeah.
My bad.
We have A Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol and...
Klaus.
It's a Muppets Christmas Carol. Muppets Christmas Carol is just fun because it's the Muppets, and if you don't like the Muppets, get the fuck out of here. Okay, now that you guys who don't like Muppets are gone, let's talk about it. It's really cute.
The Christmas Carol is a good story to begin with, and I think the Muppets just bring extra fun to it.
They really help. Who wrote it?
What is his name? Fuck.
Charles Dickens.
Yes.
They really take the drab and dour moments of his horrible writing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And he is a bad writer.
Yes. And zhuzh him up with the crazy antics of the Muppets.
Yeah.
And I love the Muppets.
Yes. And every Muppet is perfect in the role that they are in.
They made one just for the movie.
Yeah. The big guy.
Oh, two.
What's the other one you're thinking of?
They made Death or Christmas Future. Have we all interpreted it the same way?
Yes.
I usually look at Christmas Future as Death.
Yeah.
Which is like, shouldn't Christmas Future be like happiness?
I think all three of the Christmas spirits were original Muppets for this film.
They were.
Cool. And the way they did...
I just remembered Past, how big he was.
That's present.
Yes, present. And then
Past was the one that's like all flowy and stuff.
That is probably one of the scariest Muppets I've ever seen.
And it's really cool how they did it. They had it in water
and
then like superimposed it into the scene, which is what a cool way of puppeteering.
Yeah, get that straight, James Cameron. Do that.
Yeah, James.
And make a 3-hour movie called Way of Water. And then talk about how you're so technologically advanced when this movie came out in the, 90s?
Was it the 90s?
Might be 80s, but
somewhere in between that.
Yeah.
On the flip side,
Muppets were more advanced than you.
Fuck you. You'll never be as good as a Muppet. Klaus, a much more recent film. 2018?
2019, I think.
Yeah, it was really...
It won the Academy Award for Best Animation.
It deserves it. It looks like it uses 3D models, but it doesn't.
No, it's just their shading.
Like, really intense, very meticulous shading.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun movie.
It is. Again, another origin story of Santa.
Mm-hmm. It's got J.K. Simmons, which just by his nature makes everything a little bit better, because J.K. Simmons is great.
Who plays Klaus?
I don't remember the actor's name. He's in Rushmore. He's
Jason...
Statham.
No, not Jason Statham.
Bateman.
This Klaus was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
We just recently rewatched it, and I still like it.
It has a good sense of childlike whimsy and innocence. It's just a little off the deep end sometimes. The battle between the feuding families is a little tiresome throughout the film. I get that's the point. It was like...
Is that the point?
It's one of the key aspects of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's the point. But, okay. Interesting. Muppets.
It's
Muppets.
You can't beat it. Klaus is great. I love Klaus. But Muppets. You can't beat Christmas Carol.
It's Muppets, guys.
And all the Muppets. Gonzo.
In fact, don't even bother. It was Elf versus Muppets, and Muppets won, okay?
Gonzo and Rizzo as the narrators.
That's not the ending.
Phenomenal. No. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're on to our last of the first categories is battles.
Our first original bracket.
Yeah. Charlie Brown Christmas versus Frosty the Snowman. The other Rankin Bass movie on this list.
Charlie Brown is another classic.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading about this, that Charlie Brown and Rudolph, and there was another one, but they would play long before us, right, on television, once a year. So you'd have to tune in at the right time to watch these.
You would have to.
Otherwise, you missed it, and they're not going to show you again until next year.
I'll be honest. I didn't see Charlie Brown Christmas until I was like 20, and I only saw Frosty for the first time like a week ago.
Yeah, I watched both of these as a child a lot.
I could never find them on TV at the right
But
time.
of course, my parents watched these movies too when they were kids, so they just kind of passed on. That's why I like Rankin Bass a lot. Is they showed me a lot of Rankin Bass, and then during the 25 Days of Christmas on ABC, which doesn't happen anymore. I think it's on Freeform. But they would play these old classics, and I would just watch them.
Yeah.
And I saw some crazy Rankin Bass movies.
they have all kinds of stuff. I like Frosty. I hate the songs.
I hate that bitch Karen.
Karen, and she like all of a sudden, like halfway through, becomes like their main character
yeah.
following Frosty around.
You got the evil magician.
Which, a weird choice to be your villain.
That's why he has a magical hat.
I guess. I kind of thought the magic of Christmas was what made Frosty come to life, not an actual magician using dark spells.
That's Rankin Bass for you.
They're out of pocket. Charlie Brown, though. Charlie Brown is a fun premise. The idea behind the original comic of Charlie Brown is no one likes Charlie Brown. Mm-hmm. And I think it really gets encapsulated well with the Charlie Brown Christmas.
I'm going to have to say the stories are pretty inconsequential to whatever you do for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, the music in both of them.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman. Okay, I don't know how much we can say.
Oh, yeah. Demonetized.
It is a classic song. Everyone knows it. It plays every year.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. That Charlie Brown piano song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh my. I love it.
A million.
It's still redone today, and it still sounds just as cool.
Also, I like the animation in Charlie Brown better. I like the style better.
I like when they're dancing to that song.
Yeah, they all have a different dance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all cute and fun.
And they're just rocking out.
And Charlie Brown, and he just picks out this small, sad, pathetic little stick to be his tree. And he has, like, one ornament.
There you go. Charlie Brown's more iconic.
It is. It's just, like,
I just realized, Snoopy, and what's the bird's name?
Woodstock.
Woodstock, yeah. Sitting on the doghouse with the lights on, and it's snowing on them.
Yeah.
That song, and then Charlie Brown's Christmas tree.
Yes.
These are all iconic things. Every year, those visuals will return.
Yeah.
You can buy the damn tree.
And yeah, Frosty, he's a snowman.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And it's not even like, because Rankin Bass is known for its stop motion when it comes to Christmas.
And they didn't do that. They
And
did it with traditional animation.
And so, well, both are good. Charlie Brown.
You know what's creepy? Yeah, Charlie Brown. I'm going to go with Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
And that'll be the end of this first bracket. But before we do this, you got to look this up. Especially the listeners here. Look up Frosty the Snowman and see him hand-drawn. Then look up Frosty meets Rudolph.
Is it him in stop motion?
Yes.
Oh, weird.
And Rudolph looks the same as the stop motion, but it's slightly different color. This is a different model.
Like a better camera or something.
Yeah, but then Frosty shows up, and he is creepy.
I bet.
He looks like Frosty, but he's three-dimensional now.
Like, I think about...
And I think he has a yellow ribbon instead of a blue one or a black one.
Piss.
It's something like that. It was a different color, and it just rubs you wrong.
Well, I think about... What's his name? What's the narrator snowman in Rudolph? I don't know if he had a name. The little narrator snowman who is telling the story of Rudolph. He has a very specific style that looks good in stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
And so they clearly figured it out, and then they went with a different thing with Frosty, and had to try to merge them together.
Yep.
Well, that's our first bracket down.
Yeah, about an hour in. We're going to keep going. Okay, now we're on to the second part of this.
Round 2 of...
12 left.
Yep. So first up is Shazam versus Gremlins.
Wow.
Both still not really Christmas movies, just movies that take place near Christmas.
Wow, okay. Gremlins
is just... I like Shazam a lot.
I do too. I'm really excited for the new one. Not too happy with that spinoff.
No.
If you want to know my opinions, got a coffee break.
But Gremlins is still a beloved classic.
Yes.
I have a hard time seeing Shazam becoming a beloved classic.
Which sucks. I feel like if we did Billy Batten a little better, we would have... Like, Shazam has so much potential, and that movie is just limiting itself to being a movie.
Yes. That was just such a weird thing to say.
And of course, it's part of the DCEU, so everything that's part of the DCEU eventually gets infected with bullshit.
I feel like the worst part of that movie is the actual plot. Like the bad guy and his 7 deadly sins and whatever. Bland as hell. So superfluous.
You know, Black Adam and their villain, Sabat, reminded me a lot of that bullshit.
With DC, they keep flopping on their villains with these movies.
Yeah.
Gremlins is just iconic. Like, you know, when you see Mohawk, is that his name?
Mogwai. No.
That's the creature. Gizmo. Well, you see Gizmo, and then you see the main villain one.
Have I ever told this story about Gizmo? I know a few things about this movie. Like I said, it was written by Chris Columbus when he was in college.
It has a weird, like, dark moment in the middle of it.
Yes. That dark moment has haunted me, because it's about the female protagonist.
Yeah, and she just talks about how her dad, like...
died because he was coming down the chimney dressed up as Santa.
And that's how she found out Santa was...
And why she hates Christmas. And it's like, fuck, that's a really dark way to do a Christmas movie.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Just suddenly.
The Mogwai, which are the creatures, the gremlins are the ones that are evil that you feed after midnight.
Yeah.
And the Mogwai are
the cute little ones.
Cute ones.
Yeah.
Gizmo, the one that is in this movie that's featured prominently, he looks that way because he's supposed to be like a humanoid troll. You remember trolls?
Yeah.
But very Furby-esque.
Yes.
His coloration is because the producing company of Gremlins, which is Amberlin Films,
okay,
which is Spielberg,
yeah,
they modeled the fur of Gizmo after Spielberg's dog at the time.
Cute.
The voice of Gizmo,
Howie
Mandel, who's doing fantabulous right now.
Is he?
No.
Oh no.
He's been saying some stuff.
Oh no.
Not as bad as Kanye, but it's a little questionable. He is able to make his voice so high pitch, and when he says his thing, right, he's saying light bright. He also had to record all the different languages.
Yeah.
As that. So, whichever language you're watching it's been redubbed by him. Much like Vin Diesel and Groot.
Yep.
And what else was there?
About Gremlins in particular?
Yeah, just like, there's history to it.
There's a lot of neat things around it.
Yeah, it wasn't just a simple story.
I like there's one moment where there's like this bitch who's just this awful person, and she hears what she thinks is carolers, and she goes to, like, pour water on them, like, splash them with water. But then when she opens her door, it's the Gremlins, and they just attack her. There's just iconic scenes in that movie. Like, when that one girl, like, microwaves the one Gremlin.
Yep. Very last house on the left.
Yes. Gremlins just...
That's a really dark way to look at that. Do not look that one up, guys.
Gremlins is just more iconic than Shazam. Shazam's fun.
Yeah, Shazam's fun, but it's got to go to Gremlins. It's still got that Christmas thing going on. And it's made by the father of Christmas.
The Christmas guy, yeah.
Which, now, we got Grinch and Nightmare.
Yeah. Very different movies.
Notice we don't address them as their full titles.
We don't
Especially
need
when
to.
talking to others. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be like, do you like how the Grinch stole Christmas?
Yeah.
You're just like, what'd you think of the Grinch?
Sometimes I'll be like, Nightmare Before Christmas, to, like, initiate it into the conversation. Because Nightmare, especially, like, in context, can be a little confusing.
One of the cool things is Grinch is his name. Mm-hmm. Nightmare is just an easier way to identify it. We don't call it like, oh, you like Jack?
Yeah. You like Jack Skellington?
Well, Jack Skellington is a lot more on the nose, despite him not having one. But we also do it with Scrooge.
We do.
You're being such a Scrooge.
Yeah.
You're being a Grinch. We use these... How do I say
They've
that?
become, like, colloquialisms.
Colloquialisms to describe a grumpus on Christmas. But ultimately, in the end, deep down, everyone likes a little bit of the macabre.
Yes, and even the animated Grinch, which is only like 30 minutes long, and that's like including the credits. It's fun and all. It's a fine, charming little story, but it's a little story. Nightmare is like a full... It has a whole thing going on.
And Nightmare also began as a poem written by Tim Burton. I almost said Tom Burton. Tom Burton, no, he made Wednesday.
Also, the animation is just more impressive with Nightmare.
Yes, there are some really cool things to Nightmare. I mean, it will live on forever.
And just like in the first round, the music is better in Nightmare than it is in Grinch.
Yeah, Danny Elfman is just knocking it out. He is also the singing voice of Jack.
Yes.
Not the actual actor who plays Jack. In fact, that guy has gone on to do nothing.
Isn't that weird how, like, some of these classics, it's like, wow, that guy, like the main kid who plays Max in Hocus Pocus. I was like, he did nothing.
Well, the kid who played Max was high
Yeah.
while playing Hocus Pocus.
Every other rendition of The Grinch, the song, every other rendition I've heard, I've liked better than the original one.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the original one, though, the guy who sings it in this movie was also the voice of Tony the Tiger.
I can hear it.
Yeah, so that's a cool little factoid, but it's been done better.
Hasn't Tony been canceled?
Why would he be canceled?
He hangs out with kids.
No, he's like a supportive coach. He helps them, gives them encouragement.
Like to spend summer camps with them too?
Listen, teachers exist.
I'm gonna go with Nightmare.
Absolutely.
I just love it.
Even my nostalgia for Grinch can't save it in this scenario.
And by no way is Shazam or Grinch bad films.
Nah.
They're just not reaching that level of Christmas enjoyment and magic.
Yeah. We're looking for the perfect, like all-encompassing moment of a fun movie and also Christmas spirit.
I will admit, the beginning of Nightmare,
Yeah.
a little fucking boring.
A little bit. It saves itself by having some really iconic good songs in the beginning. But,
It's the moment he ends up in Christmas Land.
yes.
And he sings, "What's This?"
Uh-huh.
I love that song. He uses the word queer in the correct way,
He does.
which is just amazing.
It's also just a good animated scene.
Yes, you get to see how spider-like Jack
Yeah,
is.
he's like maximum creepy in that moment.
Especially when he's on the carousel and he's using his legs to go over things.
One of my favorite moments, it's not during that scene, it's
The queer thing was a joke. I was just having fun, guys.
in the middle when he's doing his thing where he's trying to be Santa. There's just a shot of this kid just screaming, and there's this giant snake monster you see just slowly like swallowing a person, or is it the tree?
It's eating the tree.
And that's my favorite. It cracks me up.
Making Christmas. So yeah, it's got to be Nightmare.
Next up, Elf versus National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Now, Griswold is not a fun or likable character.
No.
Yeah, relatable at times.
Yes, which is part of the charm of having a comedy that acknowledges the stress of Christmas.
While Elf I don't know, man. Elf hits. There's a line in Elf that is so damn funny. It's when the dad, James Caan, comes home, right?
Yeah.
And he asks his son, which is Elf's Buddy's stepbrother,
Yeah.
Max, right?
Everyone was named Max back then.
I'm just gonna call everyone Max or Charlie from now on, okay? Hey, bub. Anyways, his brother's like, "Where'd you get the tree?" And it's just massive tree just in their New York apartment.
Yeah.
And the brother goes, "Buddy just found it in the... Oh, no, Buddy chopped it down in the park." What park would they have chopped that down in? That would have been Central Park, and that is very illegal.
Nah, he doesn't care. Who's
But
gonna
it's
stop
so...
him? Who's gonna stop the
It's
6
so
foot
funny
monster?
that you just went into a park, found a tree, chopped it down, without knowing that this is a national landmark.
I think the at the heart of it, National Lampoon, the goal at the end of the movie for the characters is to get his Christmas bonus.
Yep.
Because he wants a pool in the summer. It has nothing to do with actual Christmas or the Christmas cheer. Elf is.
For all to hear.
Yes.
Well, Elf is the actual meaning of Christmas.
Also finding your family and reuniting with your family. And, like, they all sing and it powers Santa's sleigh.
Yeah, the whole movie they think Buddy's crazy, except for the brother, Max.
Yeah, Max.
And then Buddy just goes off and does it.
It is a fun, charming Christmas movie. And the little, like non sequiturs scattered throughout of him just doing things.
Buddy Elf, what's your favorite color?
like when he's like hopping on the lines to cross the street, or like running through the rotating doors.
I love it when he goes into the coffee shop and he's like, "You guys did it! Congratulations,
This is
you
the
did it!
best coffee.
World's best cup of coffee! Wow!"
And then later he brings his girl there. He's like, "It's the best coffee in the world."
She's like, "It's a shitty cup of coffee." It's Elf.
Elf takes it. Sorry. Sorry, Griswolds. Next up, we got
Jingle All the Way
and
Noel.
Noel. Both are fun, wacky movies.
This one's a little harder because though Jingle All the Way, the lesson is to spend time with your family. The idea or notion of Christmas is phased out.
Yeah.
Like I said, this film ends with a superhero battle
Yes.
of Turbo Man, which Arnold has to become Turbo Man. And then Sinbad becomes the bad guy of Turbo Man, like Mastermind or something like that.
What a good movie.
And then, like, Turbo Man's flying in the air and Mastermind or whatever is shooting off, like,
The only
batarangs.
thing that implies it's Christmas at that point,
It's a Christmas parade.
there's like a giant wreath or something somewhere.
And then he gets the last Turbo Man to give away, and he calls out his son. He goes, "Jamie!" And Jamie, this is the one kid who's not Charlie or Max.
He looks like it, though.
He definitely looks like a Charlie. And funny enough, the kid in that movie
Yeah.
plays young Anakin Skywalker in episode 1.
Wow. Cool.
And he's like, "Yeah, this is pod racing."
This is
Anyways,
pod racing.
it's working! I love episode 1. Anyways.
Who doesn't love Liam Neeson? And young Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. Not when he's carrying around suicidal puppets.
Wow.
And he's able to give him the Turbo Man.
Very capitalism forward. Because usually with these movies, it's like, you didn't need the gift to be happy. Jamie didn't want a gift. He
just
wanted to be with you.
Yep.
But at the end, it's still like, I got you your gift. I love you, Dad.
No. He takes Turbo Man and he goes, "My dad's already Turbo Man. I don't need it." And gives it to Sinbad.
That's true. No. It's a cute movie. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But
And the
Noel.
creepy neighbor gets what's coming to him. Noel, on the other hand, doesn't involve crazy fights. It doesn't involve
anything like the.
It's Christmas time and things have to move forward.
Mm-hmm. It's talking to like people. She like talks to like the council about if her brother's not going to be happy being Santa, then he needs to do what he does want to do.
Yep. And then she becomes Santa.
Mm-hmm. And I think what's most impressive to me is even though it takes place in Arizona, where it is the desert and there's no snow on the ground, it still feels like Christmas. Even with the like yellow tint to everything that they always do with Arizona and desert settings, it still feels like Christmas because they have trees and lights and garland and everything. Even though Noelle is usually the only one actually wearing like Christmas attire,
yep,
it just still exudes that feeling, even in that setting.
I think some of the cooler things, personally to me, and why Noelle speaks out to me, is the place that she touches down is in Desert Ridge, which is a major shopping district in North Phoenix. I used to go there as a kid.
It's a very impressive shopping district.
Used to hang out around there in my college years. Yeah, you've been there too. It's really pretty. It's a beautiful mall. It's an outdoor mall.
It's cool because a lot of kids, like in the deserts, there's all these movies where there's snow piled super high, but they don't get snow for Christmas.
We haven't had a Christmas movie in a hot era or time setting. Location setting?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Since that one, it's on Disney Plus. It's a Disney film.
I already know which one you're going to say. What was that one called?
I can't remember what it's called.
It wasn't good. That's why it's not on our list. It's the one with that guy that's like a high schooler kid.
He looks like an adult Max Keebler.
He was he was the child voice of Simba, and he was the middle child in Home Improvement.
Yep.
And he didn't.
Which stars Tim Allen.
It does. Tim Allen's like sewn into Christmas.
Somehow.
Whether you like it or not. And another thing with Noelle, all of these other movies on our list, there's no female lead. There's female characters. There's important female characters. But this is the only one with a female lead.
Yeah, this is that one movie that did look at Santa and went, it can go either way. And I'm going to have to say, it goes to Noelle here.
Yes. Love Noelle.
Next. Well, next bracket.
Yep. Home Alone and A Christmas Story. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's Home Alone.
It is. Like, Christmas Story was lucky it made it this far. Honestly.
Really, it is. And it's because it went up to A Wonderful Life.
And A Christmas Story is memorable. It is iconic. Some people really adore that one. But Home Alone is just more fun. Like, even as an adult, it's just more fun. When I grow up, A Christmas Story is boring as sin.
It really is, and I could still watch Home Alone. Though I grew up watching Christmas Story, so Home Alone was something we never really watched.
Yeah. But, and so, even with the nostalgia of watching A Christmas Story growing up, Home Alone still takes it. You know?
Yeah, it's got to be Home Alone. It's the better story.
There's nothing we can do about that one.
I like the overall message. So, A Christmas Story, Ralphie wants his Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
And everyone tells him he'll shoot his eye out. And that's the end of the story.
Well, A Christmas Story
It really has nothing to do much with that rifle.
Yeah.
They're fun rifles, too, by the way.
Yeah, it's the mentality of, I want this thing for Christmas. I don't think I'll get this thing for Christmas.
I got a funny story
I got this thing for Christmas.
got a funny story about that rifle. So, my parents and I moved, with my little brother and sister, moved into their new house, right? Where we went from apartments to a house, to a shitty old house, to this $1 million house. This thing, you've been there. It's a crazy house.
Not my style, but I like it. It's nice.
I love that house.
Yeah.
If I could have it, it would be mine.
Nice.
I love where it's located. I love the property. Love just the openness of the backyard. Anyways, you know those 2 glass doors? Yes. Rifle glass.
Uh-oh.
We're setting it up.
Uh-oh.
That you get to the backyard from the main area.
Yeah.
One day, my little brother's out there with his Red Ryder BB gun. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I just hear a tink. And then...
Oof. Woof. What was he aiming for?
Well, the story to him, and the story that he still upholds, even though he was a kid, he wasn't even in... He was in elementary, I think, at the time.
Okay.
But he says he shot at something, like the pillar, because the upstairs balcony is held up by these giant wooden pillars.
Yeah.
I know this house sounds crazy.
It's not as like fantastical when you're like actually there. It's a nice house.
It's a house built in Adobe Tuscany style. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he said he shot towards this pillar and the BB ricocheted off into the glass.
Yeah.
It didn't shatter.
Okay, but it did.
Oh, it destroyed the whole thing.
Woof.
Like, you can see where the BB hit it and then all the veins.
Oh.
So they had to fix that whole thing. And I just thought it was funny because, you know, you always grow up with this story of, oh, you shoot your eye out.
Shoot your eye out. Yep.
Is that not what Ralphie did?
He...
Except for my brother just didn't shoot his eye out.
Yeah. But that is what Ralphie did. Ralphie hit, like, it's like some metal
By the
thing.
way, I was able to deduce, and I went through it like a detective.
Yeah.
And I even started questioning when he was older. It was when he was in high school. And I was like, so let me get this straight. How does this work? Like, let's talk about the ricochet here. And he still just kept with the lie. And I was just like, okay.
It might have been one of those things where you convince yourself, because you say it so many times, you think that does become reality. I've done that before. When I was a kid, I came up with something and then I made myself think it was true.
Side tangent? You want to hear a crazier story?
Sure.
I know, we're having fun. We're talking about Christmas movies, but breaking glass and lying about it?
Did you break glass and lie about it?
Yes. I was inside my parents' truck.
Okay.
I got bored, and I put my feet up on the inside of the I'm in the passenger seat.
Oh, up against the like windshield?
And I started pressing, and I kept pressing, and then I cracked it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Damn.
And then my mom just magically shows up again. She's like, what did you do? And I was like, I don't know. A bird came in and hit it. And then they kept questioning me about it, and I was like, a bird hit it. I know it's hard to believe, but
sure
a bird
thing,
hit it.
Pinocchio.
When I was a young adult, they were like, so just like how a bird hit the glass. And I was like, it was nothing to do with the conversation. They just brought that back in.
One of those things that stay with you.
And I look at them and I smile and I go, it was the biggest bird you ever seen.
Like, a proverbial herring.
And they all knew that, like, then and there I was like, yeah, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's one of those like
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was just like, oh, I wonder if I could push this out.
you ever have like those weird moments where you're like, I know I'm not supposed to do this,
But I'm gonna keep doing it.
But I'm gonna do it. My moment of that was so you know those like Little Debbie brownies?
Oh God.
I had like 4 or 5 of them just in a row, and I don't even know why. I don't know where my sister was because usually I share. I just had all of them, and then my mom was like, "What happened? I bought these yesterday." And I was like, I don't know. Who knows? And I quickly caved and admitted to what ended up happening.
I would have been like, Twins Inc. ate them.
I think she was like at drama club or something.
Yeah, she took them to drama club,
Yeah,
shared them with
shared
her
them with her
friends,
drama friends.
and took them all from us.
So
we need to go down there and beat them up.
So long story short, Home Alone wins.
Home Alone, definitely.
And then the last one of this second round bracket is A Christmas Carol, A Muppet's Christmas Carol, versus Charlie Brown Christmas. This is another one where I feel like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's A Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Yeah, similarly to what we had with Grinch versus whatever Grinch was up against or whatever. It's not a whole story, Charlie Brown.
It's just special.
It's just a short. It's cute. It's fun.
Well, Christmas Carol is a classic story, if not the original classic Christmas story. Well, there is one other.
Yeah? Which one other?
The one that did not make this list because I did not heed to it.
Which one?
There's a book about it.
I don't
The
remember.
Bible.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's a whole part. Fuck that guy. No, it's a Christmas. Regardless of if it was Muppets or not, Muppets is the best.
Also, what kind of ranking video would this be if Christmas Carol just died right at the beginning?
Yeah.
You're like, what? But that was like the foundation of everything.
That's where we get like so many how many movies would there be about changing someone's holiday cheer if it didn't start with Scrooge?
True.
Good old Ebenezer.
You know what's a bad movie? Scrooged.
Oof.
Have you seen it?
Is that the one with Jim Carrey? With an
No.
also awful animation like Polar Express?
No.
That one's bad.
That's a Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Which one's Scrooged?
That Christmas Carol you're talking about is that same dumb animation they tried to use on Tom Hanks in Polar Express.
Yeah, I just said that.
In so many words.
Yeah.
But
Same company,
I'm trying
I
to
believe.
lay it out for them, for the audience.
Yeah, so.
I think that one came out like 2 years after Polar Express.
That one was also in 3D, and that one definitely went ham, being like, whoa, the things at the screen, whoa.
I saw it one time. I still thought it was dumb.
I saw like 10 minutes, and I hated everything about it.
You know what's weird? I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan.
I like Jim Carrey, but I think sometimes he goes... If the director doesn't rein him in, he'll go too far and it becomes more annoying rather than funny. Like, I think he's great in the Sonic movies.
Yep.
He's great as Count Olaf. You know? Was it the Cable Man? The Cable Guy? Repairman?
Cable Guy.
That one, he's phenomenal. That one.
Cable Guy is really good. But yeah, I'm just not a Jim Carrey fan.
I get it.
When Jim's just playing Jim, or Jim's playing Andy, or Jim's playing Truman.
Oh man, oh wow, that's a good one.
I know he has some serious stuff, but yeah, you look at those dumb ones like Ace Ventura,
Ugh.
or his role as the Riddler.
Yeah.
Which is funny because this year we finally have a way to compare the Riddler to someone else.
Yes.
A proper way. And yes, Gotham fans, go away.
I'm gonna say Jim Carrey ain't got nothing on Paul Dano.
And I'm willing to bet all the Gotham fans left with the people who hate Muppets.
All two of them? Who likes Gotham?
But yeah, Paul
Yeah.
did a great job. He's scary.
The way you feel about Jim Carrey is the way I feel about, and it's gonna suck saying this. What's his name? The genie from Aladdin?
Will Smith?
No, the bad one. I liked Will Smith as the genie.
Well, that was the end of Garbage Eggs. I hope you guys enjoy that.
The sounds of you strangling me.
Robin Williams is great.
But similarly, if they just let him go, and he just won't shut up, and it's not funny anymore. Those improv guys, too much improv is just very annoying and boring, I would say.
Yeah, and I would say if you think that your favorite Robin Williams film is Mrs. Doubtfire, you have no concept of this man.
That's a bad movie.
It's a very bad movie. Yeah, it's very distasteful towards British and transgendered people.
Yes.
It is very disturbing
It's
towards transgender and nannies.
It's just, yeah, it's very...
Guardians.
It's a dumb... We can't go on a tangent. We have Christmas movies to be ranking. Alright, so, we're down to...
Oh, I love it. We're vacuuming now.
Next door, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So first bracket. Noel versus Gremlins.
This is the semifinals.
Yep.
This is bigger than FIFA.
It's
Because no one had to die in the process of this.
Did someone die during FIFA?
Many people died.
Oh man!
Did you not hear about this?
No, what happened?
We can't talk about it here.
We'll talk about it some other time. We'll talk
this
about
is
it
a coffee break thing. This is not a garbage eggs thing.
So yeah, Noelle versus Gremlins.
Noelle's got stronger stance than Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins is good, but Noelle has that
again. You
lock
gotta
on
think,
Christmas cheer.
What is Christmas cheer for all to hear or whatever? It's all there. Noelle also breaking gender conformity.
But
Noelle,
not in like a preachy, shove it down your throat type of way.
Yes, unlike
many other shows.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, everything Marvel is doing nowadays, basically.
Dude, I'm telling you, I like She-Hulk.
I did too. But I'm so sick of just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't do the thing. Like, I know. I know.
Yeah, I've been there.
So yeah, Noelle takes it. Gremlins, a miracle have made it this far. But it is a fun movie.
It is a fun one.
A little slow to start.
A little creepy.
Yes.
Violent.
Who doesn't love a little bit of violence during the holidays? Next, Home Alone versus Nightmare Before Christmas. I see a big thought behind your eyes. You have something you want to say?
Well, can that kid, little Kevin, take off his head and quote Shakespearean quotations?
He cannot.
No animal nor man.
Nope.
Can be the beast that I am.
I like Nightmare more than Home Alone.
I love Nightmare.
Home Alone's good, but it is...
A good year, you get to watch Nightmare twice.
True.
Home Alone, you get it once.
Home Alone, it's good if you want, like, Tom and Jerry style shenanigans. But sometimes I want, like, a bit more meat to my characters.
Yeah.
And Nightmare has that.
Yeah.
And it's also beautiful. Like, it's just a beautiful looking movie. Home Alone's fine. But, also, Macaulay Culkin, as, like, a 4-year-old, not the greatest actor.
No. I like his brother in there.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch. Having Kieran.
Kieran looks just like him. He just has brown hair and big glasses.
Yeah.
Kieran grew up later to... He's one of the children fighting for the Empire in Succession.
Yeah. Also, it's annoying in the beginning of Home Alone.
I had to describe it as your show.
Successions?
Yeah. You just said it so many times.
I can't help it. It sounds better in my head to have too many S's in there. The thing is, in the beginning of Home Alone, when everyone's just being jerks and awful...
Yeah. They send him to the attic.
Yeah.
In both movies. They're like, go to the attic.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on, he's not...
He's like 5.
It's not even that bad. He's just voicing his own opinion. Fuck you guys.
Everyone else is just being mean. He doesn't ask for much. He just wants some attention from somebody and cheese pizza. And everyone's just being little assholes to him.
Which is crazy because on his 2 adventures, he gets all of that from strangers.
Yes.
Strangers are nicer to him than his own family is.
I think it's funny that he thinks he needs to do a whole, like, charade to trick the pizza guy into thinking there's an adult in the house. When I'm sure if he just opened the door and gave him his money, I don't think the pizza guy would give it a second thought that the kid gave him the money for the pizza.
Or did the movie make it more normal?
True. Well, Nightmare's better.
Nightmare has it all. Even the crazy boss battle at the end.
Yes, which I feel like kind of comes out of nowhere.
It does. It doesn't last long.
No, but it's fun. All the characters are fun in Nightmare. Even the villains.
Jack's got a scary side.
He does. Which is part of the uniqueness of it. There's a complexity to him.
He's like, I understand Christmas and I need to go fix it. And so he does. And what does he do? He just kills his villain. Unravels him thread by thread.
Yes.
And then melts him in lava.
And he was like bugs the whole time. Cool stuff.
Oogie boogie.
You ain't got that, Kevin.
It's Nightmare. It's got the the story of 2 holidays put together. 3 if you want to be technical, because the Easter Bunny does make a cameo.
In a very funny scene.
Satan's in there. Everyone loves Satan.
And last, Muppets Christmas Carol versus Elf.
That looks like a grammatical error.
I did, yes. I made an error on my spreadsheet that I have here.
Elf, I don't care which version of the Christmas Carol you're watching. Elf is funnier and more lighthearted.
Yes.
And again, at the end, Buddy had always had the spirit of Christmas, while Scrooge finds it.
And
I do love, I will say this, that the ending of a good Christmas Carol will kind of bring tears to your eyes.
it will, but sometimes I don't want to cry. Sometimes I don't want the heavy, let's talk about how sad your past was and the things that made you miserable, your ultimate doom. Sometimes I just want joy.
It's when he stops the kid, when he wakes up Christmas morning, and he stops that kid with the turkey.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's a turkey.
I think it changes depending on which one you watch.
But he's like, where are you going? And the kid's like, oh, I'm doing this. And he's like, well, I'll give you 20 shillings if you get it there. Kid's like,
what day is it, little boy?
yeah.
It's Christmas, sir.
And the kid's like, okay, I guess I could do that. And he goes, well, wait. I'll give you 40 if you get it done by now. And the kid's like, 40 whole shillings? And he's like, yeah, I will give you that if you can go do this for me. And the kid's just like, okay, gone.
It's a weirdly iconic moment.
And Scrooge, who's always been very protective of his money and his wealth.
It's only just throwing it around.
Yeah, he's just like, it doesn't matter. 40 shillings is still 40 shillings, but I want to get this delivered to this house.
Well, there's a good character and story progression with The Christmas Carol. Elf, it has that charm,
Yes.
that whimsy.
You don't have to deal with Little Timmy. And that's the thing. I don't hate A Christmas Carol for Little Timmy, but God damn it, in that story, there's a point where you realize Scrooge is Scrooging it up.
It's so much more sad when it's Muppets, too.
Yeah.
Because you sit there and you look at him, and you're like, that is a cute little felt creature. And then he dies. And you just have to live with that fact. The Mickey Mouse one does it too. It's very sad when cartoon characters that are iconic and beloved die in your story.
And I would just say death does not fit the overall theme of joy and merriness of Christmas, so it goes to Elf.
Yeah, 100. Elf is beloved by a lot of people.
By all.
It will be the classic that people consider
And
years from now.
That's what they set out to build, and I think they achieved it.
They did. They 100% did.
And so here we are in the finale.
The final three.
And one you did not expect.
Yes.
One you definitely expected. And the other, you could tell I was rooting for the whole time.
Noel versus Elf versus Nightmare Before Christmas. A wide gambit.
We will throw a poll on social media.
Yeah.
To figure out your opinions, or if you disagree with this. I don't know how to come down to a winner from here.
It's... I don't know.
Should I say, I don't know how to come down with a winner from here.
Our intention was to debate it out. But after talking about they all three encompass Christmas in different ways, though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could narrow it down further.
This reminds me of that time I wrote an essay and I never came to a conclusion and I got a B+.
You were too vast for your, high school mind?
It was college, but yeah, the ultimate conclusion to that was either we battle to the death or we just acknowledge that this is a thing.
When people say Elf is their favorite Christmas movie,
I don't judge them for their childish behavior.
I don't bat an eye. I expect it, usually. You know?
Elf is still fun. It's still worthy to watch. I'm sure everyone who's listening has seen it multiple times.
My personal favorite is Noel, which is so almost unheard of. I don't think many people know about it.
My personal favorite is Nightmare, but I don't consider it Christmas.
So that's the thing. They're all slightly, like, qualifying and unqualifying of it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how to finally say, like, that's the end of this.
Like, one is better than the other? No, I don't know. Because maybe that's the point of Christmas. Oh my god. To come together and share in the joy and cheer. There does not have to be a winner above all. We're all winners. Christmas.
Now play Age of Aquarius.
It's the age of Aquarius. Yeah.
It's Nightmare.
Yeah, I would disagree. I would say Noel. I do like it that much.
There are other Christmas things on here, or not on here, that should have made that list, but I didn't want to expand it out too far.
Mm-hmm. Like, I thought Legend of Guardians could have made it on this list.
Yep, that was one of them.
That barely just made it on the chopping block.
Edward Scissorhands.
Is that a Christmas movie? Oh,
No.
Oh, there's ice stuff happening. It's easy to remember it as a Christmas movie.
No, but like the Santa Claus Chronicles and the Santa Claus Chronicles 2.
Oh, yeah.
Two very different films.
Yes. Even just like, you know, the other Grinches or other Christmas carols. The other Home Alones or whatever.
Yeah. Is this the natural conclusion? We don't actually conclude it this year?
Will there be a round 2 at some point in time? To re-battle it out?
The nearest would be July, but that wouldn't even make sense.
Huh. And also there's new Christmas movies every single year.
Yeah.
So
perhaps we wait.
yeah, let's see what you all have to say.
I'd be curious about that as well.
See what everyone else
has to say, yeah.
Because everyone else, some people might bring up something that we didn't even consider, you know?
True.
So, damn. There is no conclusion. We tricked you. Ha! Fuck you guys. There is no conclusion. There is no true ranking.
Well, in the comments, write down your thoughts and comments. Comment in the comments section.
Comment in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribes. Now tell us between these three, which one do you think wins? And of all Christmas movies, which one's your favorite? Like, if it was on our list or if it didn't. And explain why. Tell us.
Again, like I said at the beginning, this is our list. And this is our first rendition. It sounds like we're going to do another one.
Yeah. There was only 24 movies on this list.
Yeah, and some of them had to get cut out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, where do we go from here?
I guess we'll find out next time on
Garbage.
Dragon Ball Z.
I hope you guys enjoyed that Garbage Eggs. That was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
The editing for this, the making of the bracket, the just figuring out the 24 fucking films that are going to be here.
Yeah.
Was kind of a hassle.
Yeah.
It was a couple months in the making.
We've been planning this
because we've been actually watching some of these.
Yeah, slowly. We've planned on watching more, but some of them are on. We thought it was on Paramount, but it's actually
give me back my $12
on Peacock. So we got Paramount, and there was nothing on Paramount that we actually wanted to watch.
They don't even have Top Gun Maverick. Anyways,
I know, right?
If you enjoy this Garbage Eggs, specifically for this month, I plan to do one Garbage Eggs per month.
Yeah, we'll see. Because sometimes we'll see.
I might do the Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting closer to Star Wars season again.
We have plans. We have fun ideas.
Yep. I can't tell you what the next one is because I don't want to hear the demand for it.
Don't want to hear spoilers either.
Yep.
So,
I'm already tired of hearing them at work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm hearing only good stuff about this next one.
So that's good. I'm excited for it.
But yeah, we have these planned out through March just because they're going to take a little longer. There are going to be little longer podcasts. As you can see, this one's going to be just a little under 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out Coffee Break, go ahead.
Yeah.
We try to do it weekly, unless we're taking a break.
Yeah.
But we don't need a break anytime soon.
No, because we took one like a few months ago.
And it just killed us.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, we kind of missed coffee break, so we came back.
So thanks for watching. Let us know all your thoughts and...
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to Barry Bottom. Also subscribe to Judgmental Critter.
Yeah.
Again, voice your comments and opinions.
Let us duke it out with each other, respectfully. Keep it in the Christmas cheer.
Yep. Think of it like Black Friday.
And if you haven't seen...
You need that Tupperware. There's a 10-year-old kid in the way. He's got a noodle. And you're like, dude, it's not even fucking summer.
Like a pool noodle?
And you're just like...
A single strand of spaghetti.
This cart full of electronics. And out of max velocity of speed, I can hit you about 120 pounds per ton or something like that.
Your analogy has gone so far off the deep end.
It's not, but I can probably get to the Tupperware long before your parents do.
Hell yeah.
And you're going in the ambulance.
So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Garbage Eggs.
This was Garbage Eggs. It was fun to come back. Happy holidays. I will see you guys next year.
Happy holidays.
Bye. You're not going to say bye?
Oh, bye.